Previously on Iyanla Fix My Life.
Wondering what I'm getting myself into.
One father with 34 children by 17 women.
Did it ever dawn on you, let me get a vasectomy?
No,
Why not?
I don't have a problem with what I created.
Irresponsible. Did your daddy demonstrate to you a clear definition of father? Where were you?
That's why he's all up to begin with, because you didn't love him.
I'm not gonna
He's
have
done.
you
I just don't want to
abuse
deal
me,
with
Jay.
it.
It's not that we missed him, it's that he's missed us.
As a father, I messed up. There's a whole lot of
Mr.
circles.
J, you dropped them. They don't care why. All three of y'all were pregnant at the same time. You need a stark shot of reality.
Is she your girlfriend now?
You're not being honest right now.
I know it's
Why are you crying?
my kids. I never wanted them to be a none of this. And all because of you.
I just want to leave, man.
Okay, so go ahead and leave. Don't chase him. Don't follow him. If he's done, I'm done. We have some unfinished business. Who up here still wants to be with Jay? Wait a minute, hold up. Are you saying to me that you are not sure that Jay Williams is the father of your son?
Yes.
And tonight, Jay Williams is back, face to face with Iyanla Vanzant.
Let's talk about what life has been like for you since the show has aired. You're getting ready to be a grandfather. Your son, not married.
Now, fathers are coming forward.
These men collectively have 87 children with 50 different women. It's time for brothers to start fathering each other. Hold him up, Jay. I want him to know that you got his back. Abandoned yourself. Violated yourself. Stand up, look around. You're not in this by yourself.
The two-part special event.
Hold it. We have got to get healed. You've got to do your work.
Part 1 starts now.
Jay Williams, how are you?
Well,
You are? You've been impeccable with your word?
I would say so. To the best of my ability.
Yeah. How you doing? So you have sparked a national conversation. National conversation, which is a good thing. Yeah? So what has it been like for you?
It's been, it's been tough personally.
Tough?
In some ways, I would say it's been tough because, what's out in the world is not necessarily an accurate representation.
So what is the frustration?
It's what is out in the world is not an accurate representation of who I am and what I stand for. Like, clearly, I needed help, and some of the tools that you gave me were really valuable, and those were not shared with the
So what
world.
you're concerned about is what people think about you
Well-
as a result of what they saw?
Well, it's a combination because I still have to live in that world. My children still have to live in that world. So if my children have to live in a world where their dad is perceived as somebody that does not care for them or has not been caring for them,
I don't think that was presented.
that's what I have to read and hear often.
So for me, you were an extreme case. But the issues happen with lots of men. The breakdown with the parents, the breakdown with the children's mothers, the breakdown with the children. That, to me, was what needed to be healed. You're not alone. I've got brothers who are gonna stand with you today, be with you today, because you have become the catalyst for healing a national epidemic. Today, we're gonna talk to men about the mistakes they've made so that other men don't make those mistakes. That's the bigger picture. Take it up off of you. Take it up off of you. This has sparked a national conversation. And there are men with 9 children who don't have the courage to do what you did.
Absolutely.
Let's have the conversation. So I'm gonna see you downstairs where we're gonna talk to you and some other brothers, okay? Jay Williams. Thank you. Please have a seat. Thank you so much. We are actually all here tonight because of one man, his courage, his commitment, his willingness to change. Now, what brought us all here is his story, which is the fact that he is the father of 34 children with 17 different women. Now, many of you have been following this story and his story, tweeting, freaking out, drinking. But it's really about a story that all of us know about, Jay's story. So let me ask you this question, Jay. 34 children. At any point, did it dawn on you, this is too much?
No.
So at child 15, you never said, let me use a condom?
I did use condoms. I probably would have 200 kids if I didn't use condoms.
Jay's choices and decisions have consequences, especially for his children.
I shouldn't even be sitting here talking to you right now.
As far as we go, I feel like we've never had a relationship at all. And I literally have not a single good memory at all.
There's a whole lot of circumstances, there's a whole lot of situations, but still the responsibility.
Mr. J?
Yes.
You dropped them. They don't care why. Confess it. I dropped you.
I dropped all of you. That's all that I have right now.
Really? Dig a little deeper. You got some more.
I have not honored your mothers as women the way that I should have.
Are you in a monogamous relationship with her?
Sometimes, sometimes
No,
not.
that's yes or no. If it's sometimes not, then it ain't monogamous.
You made me think that this was gonna be something that wasn't.
Don't you dare put that tissue down. He's a big boy. Let him take care of himself.
Doesn't matter. I can take care of myself. I've been
let him
taking
take
care of
care of
myself.
himself.
But you told me this was gonna be something
I
different.
told you I was gonna blow your world.
Come on, man, but you didn't tell me you were gonna resort to antics and tactics and things that weren't honest and integral. You didn't tell me that. You took little fragments from everybody's life and threw them out there so they could be an explosion.
Last week, 4 of the mothers of Jay's children came back with an audience of women to talk about what they accept and tolerate and accommodate and why they're willing to have children with men who don't give them what they really want or need. Tonight, however, we are here talking to the men. We must speak to the men. And Jay is here also. And we also have 5 other men who have multiple children with different women. Nathaniel, stand up. How many children?
28.
How many women?
16.
Terrence.
4
children with
2 different women.
Yeah. Ryan.
Almost 5 children with 4.
Almost 5.
Yes,
now talk to me about an almost 5.
I have another baby due November 22nd.
So 4 children.
4 children.
How many mothers?
4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes.
And you got a baby on the way. Okay. And John?
6 baby mothers, 11 children.
11 children. And Jumani?
I have 6 children with 4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here's what I want us to get. That these men collectively have 87 children, that includes Jay, with 50 different women. That is 137 people who are impacted by choices and decisions that you've made. No heat, no judgment. I've got some stats for you. Children who come from fatherless homes. And I say fatherless because 6 men, 87 kids, even if you're there are pieces that are gonna be missing. Would that be accurate? And I'm not saying you're not doing the best you can. I'm not saying that you don't want to be there. But at this point now, we have to look at the children's experience. Children from fatherless homes in this country, 5 times more likely to commit suicide than children who have a father in the home. 32 times more likely to run away. 20 times more likely to have a behavioral disorder. 14 times more likely to become sexually aggressive or commit rape. 10 times more likely to engage in drug abuse. It just breaks my heart. No heat, no judgment. You, to me, are the voice and the demonstration that's going to create a healing in this world. We have got to do better. We've got to do better. And what I'm offering is that it's time for brothers to start fathering each other. So, Jay, let's talk about what life has been like for you since the show has aired. If you watched last week, you know that now one of the 34 is in question.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that situation doesn't surprise me at all. In that particular situation with Iyanla, I did not want to deny a child that could potentially be mine. I would rather have it accept my place as his dad based on what the woman was telling me.
She never told him you were his
Absolutely,
father, so.
and as I suspected, the child is likely not mine based on my communication from her and what was revealed.
But how do you, I want to do two things. First of all, my intention is to create a safe space for men to examine and discuss the worst of who you are and who you've been, so that we can facilitate a commitment to change. Not to beat you up and not to beat you down, but we've got to look at where this came from in order to build and go forward. The other part of the intention is to really understand that this is not just about creating multiple children in the world with multiple people. It's about how we create relationships, because that's what you have to heal with your children. Because you're getting ready to be a grandfather. Your son,
Absolutely.
not married, having his first child. One of your daughters, not married, had her first child. The pattern. But if you can't control a piece of your body that don't have eyes, nose, lips, mouth, don't pay taxes, someplace in there, it's a function of a lack of discipline.
I forgive you for not being what I didn't have growing up without a father.
Tonight on Iyanla Fix My Life, Jay Williams is back. We are digging deeper, trying to understand why a man would father 34 children with 17 different women. Last week, we heard from some of the mothers. Now, we must talk to the men. What is their intention when they are going in and out of relationships and having children with multiple women? The conversation and the healing continues. So I've invited a friend of mine here, a brother friend of mine, good brother who understands, been there, so that he can challenge you in places I can't, because there's places I can't go. Jeff Johnson, thank you for being here. Jeff is a youth advocate and has been a commentator on CNN, MSNBC, and BET. And I wanted you here with me tonight, Jeff, so that you can support me and support our brothers, and most of all, support the viewing audience. And we got to go there. We just have to go there. Jeff, you watched the Jay Williams extravaganza.
I did.
Right? What did you see?
First, when I watched, I saw myself in you. I had a child outside of a marriage. I wasn't there for that child the way I could have been in the beginning, because I was dealing with shame. I was dealing with anger. I was lying to myself. And then I thought about the brothers, and some of them may be here, addicted to intimacy.
Is it intimacy or is it
No,
sex?
hear me. No, hear me. Hear me. The intimacy, it don't matter who it's with. It's just the intimacy.
But that's not intimacy. I'm sorry, as a woman.
Creating, but I'm not talking about as a woman.
Okay.
You invited me here to talk about it as a man.
I hear you.
And
I accept that.
Men find themselves in a place where they can indiscriminately disconnect the intimate moment.
Got you.
From the person that the moment is with.
Got you.
And so we say stuff that we don't mean tomorrow, that we meant in the moment.
We mean it in the moment, though.
Absolutely.
Praise the Lord.
Because what I saw, no, seriously.
Because I don't want to think that I'm just totally totally ripped off. At least the moment was true.
No, but what I saw from Jay, what I think that I've seen from some of these brothers here, that I know from brothers in my own circle, a lot of these brothers are not bad. They're damaged. Yeah. And
wait a minute. Who can own the damage? Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
And we lie about the fact that we even create spaces of accountability. I was a national youth director at the NAACP, traveling all over the country, engaging and empowering young people all over the place, and my personal life was a mess. And so I was having sex with women I was supposed to be working with and leading with. But I was so egomaniacal that I'm thinking they coming to me because I'm so great. When I denied myself the ability to actually rise to my greatest level of leadership because the sisters that God sent to me to work with me, I'm sleeping with.
Okay. Number one, men sleep with multiple women in a quest for connection and intimacy. Some men. Is that accurate? Did I get that? Yeah. Okay. Men sleep with multiple women as a function of their lack of discipline. Would that be accurate?
No, I don't think so. Gotta dig deeper. Let's go deeper.
Okay, so discipline has nothing to do with it?
No. Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone because I see, here's what I know as a minister.
It's something to blame the problem on.
Here's what I know as a minister and a coach. When I get that level of resistance, there is a deeper truth. And you probably haven't tapped into it. But if you can't control a piece of your body that don't have eyes, nose, lips, mouth, don't pay taxes, can't ride the bus, can't cook dinner, if you can't control that appendage on your body, someplace in there, it's a function of a lack of discipline, either of your mind or your emotions. Now that's what I know to be true, but we're not gonna talk about that. All right, so last week, Jamani Terrence Nathaniel agreed to talk to us about how they use sex to hook women in.
I would describe myself in the past as someone that was selfish, didn't really care too much of what others thought of me. I used to use sex as a tool to get credit, to get things signed in my name, apartments, cars, things of that nature. Not with the real intent to father children, but that's what happened.
A lot of men feel, that if they can perform really, really good in bed, whatever that means to them, that it's enough to keep a woman hooked. Women have a tendency to have this, what I call hope factor. Most men don't take a woman's heart into consideration.
Call me a womanizer or whatever the case may be, but sex it's just been about sex, and if it was a relationship, then it was a relationship. I've heard some kids' moms say, later on out of anger, this was a mistake, it wasn't a bad choice on their part, or this and that. But when you're having sex continually with some, body, and they already had multiple children, they're fertile. I mean, why would you take a chance every time? I've been involved with one of them. Everybody's known that, how many children I had at the time. So it takes two to tango, right?
Take a breath. When you see that now, 6 kids, 4 women, and you see that played out in front of you, what comes up for you?
You become
I become.
I become the habit that I didn't fix. Without having a father figure in my life, I learned how to love and nurture and care from my mother. But I didn't have any older brothers. I didn't have uncles that came to my need. So where did I have to learn how to treat a woman? From the streets, from things that I've heard.
Did you lie to women in the moment?
All the time. But that's my past.
That's your past. Okay, because you're engaged now, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, how many of your 6 children are you in intimate relationship with?
My oldest 2 and my youngest 2.
So 4 out of 6.
4 out of the 6.
So the other 2 are basically fatherless. Your father, you being their father.
Right, and that's only because those 2, I just found out within the last year that they're actually mine. you know, through DNA testing.
Were you emotionally connected to the mother of the two when you were engaged in relationship with her? That would be a no. We just got to establish the pattern. So here's a lesson. Creating children with women with whom you're not emotionally connected could possibly lead to you not being present in your child's life. I'm just, do you get that?
Okay, I get it.
Do you get that?
Yes.
Okay. And that makes me feel,
I mean, at times helpless.
do I need to come closer to you? You are it, baby. Come on. You're it. This is I call you Baby Jay. 28 children, 17 different women. How many of your 28 children are you in intimate connection and relationship with?
I would say like 17.
17 of the 28.
Right.
So there's 11 out there.
Right.
How many of the children are you in healthy, loving relationship, supportive, whatever, with their moms?
Probably like 5 or 6 of them that we, you know, are keeping the kids away from me. Or
The
that would
mothers
make
are
sense.
keeping the children away
Yeah,
from
that's been my issue.
Many women are now aware that they've gone into the relationship with the man because he represents the promise. And you represent the promise. You broke your promise, even though you didn't know you were making it.
But they had to, it wasn't always.
Why weren't you using a condom?
Well, I mean, most of this stemmed like in my 20s, you know, just living wild. Just, you know,
Yeah,
when
okay,
you're
but when
enjoying the moment, you're not
when
really.
you had 10 kids, why didn't you use a condom?
I cannot give you an answer as where.
Okay,
Iyanla,
but here's what I ask the women. I'm coming to you, that I want to ask you too as men. Why didn't you protect yourself? Because
Being
we're
foolish, I
talking
can't.
87 kids, 50 women.
But you keep asking the question, and you said you're bringing men in, but you haven't asked what's manhood. And so.
So you ask. Okay, let me ask. What's manhood?
Well,
I didn't know that then. I was of age, but I still wasn't mature.
No. But that's not the issue, and you know that.
Right.
So Naeem Akbar talks about manhood within 3 phases: maleness, boyhood, and manhood.
Right.
And maleness just means you got a penis. That's it.
Correct.
Boyhood or boyness is when you believe that everybody around you is there to serve you.
Oh.
Manhood is when you understand your responsibility to how you must give and serve
and build
legacy.
Right.
Those around you.
All right. So where are you now?
I'm struggling. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you for that.
I'm just, I know where
Who's the man you model?
I don't. You know what? I don't. I'm just people like you.
No, but
I'm
I
learning
mean
people.
straight up,
I mean,
who's in
people
your
that
phone
come in,
right
you know,
now?
I mean,
Who's in your phone?
Nobody.
When you be having them boyhood moments.
I
You got a man that
I
you
didn't
could-
grow up with any. My grandfather, who's dead now, that was the only man. I didn't have that, so I can admit that I lived like a rock star. I was a whore. You know, I was a whorish man. I did
here's
that.
what I want you to do. I want you to own that. Because, beloved, until that thing anchors in your soul and you can let your heart break in it and forgive it, you're not going to heal. So I want you to repeat and complete this for me, okay? Today, I'm struggling.
I'm struggling. I am struggling.
Between boyhood and manhood.
Between boyhood and manhood.
And that makes me feel, look at me.
I mean, at times helpless.
Okay, and that makes me feel helpless. Okay, take a breath. Do I need to come closer to you?
I mean, Mama,
Okay, no, really. You are it, baby. Come on. You're it. Come in. I want you to get behind him. I want you to get behind him. Turn around. Turn around. I want you to back him up. I want him to know that you got his back.
Sure. Absolutely.
Stand behind me. Because, see, a mother can nurture you and nourish you, but you got to have your eye on another man to know how to do this. I just want to speak into your heart. Yeah? I'm a father of 28 children. Repeat that for me.
I'm a father of 28 children.
And I wake up every day.
And I wake up every day.
And I feel.
And I feel.
You can do this.
Own your emptiness, brother. When you wake up every morning, you feel empty.
When I think about my 11 children, repeat that. When I think
about my 11 children, I feel helpless. I'm full of shame and guilt. I'm bitter. You know,
let me talk to you as a woman, as a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you the most intimate part of who I am as a woman. I opened my soul to you when I allowed you to lay with me. And I trusted you. I trusted that you would be there. I trusted that you were the promise that my daddy never gave me. I trusted you with my soul, with my body, with my being. I trusted you, and you left me. And not only did you leave me, but you left me here with this child. Just like you don't know who you are, I don't know who I am. And now I've got a child, and I've got to figure it out. And you tell me that you get to go off and figure it out and have other women, and I'm here with your child. I don't get to go figure it out. That's where she is.
All of them, though? Yes. Even the ones that we weren't in relationship with?
Doesn't matter. You were my promise. I opened myself to you. I gave you all of who I am. And you get to go off and find yourself with other women. And I'm left here with your child. What do you say to her? Say it to me. 2 words. 2 words. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Forgive me.
Forgive me. What am I forgiving you for? Forgive me for?
Not being your promise.
Yeah, oh.
I guess.
He has 4 children, 4 different women, and 1 baby on the way. What is that? Okay, what's going on? That's his mother. Oh, Jesus.
I needed you so bad, and you were at work. You were gone. When you got home, I was sitting on that couch. I had popped 50 pills, and you walked past me and didn't even notice.
Forgive me for hurting you.
Forgive me for hurting you.
From the place in me that was hurt.
From the place in me that was hurt.
Forgive me for not being able to love you.
Forgive me for not being able to love you.
The way you wanted to be loved.
The way you needed to be loved.
Because I didn't know how to love myself.
Because I didn't know how to love myself.
That's what she wants to hear. How many women do you need to say that to?
I think I need to say that to all of them.
But here's what I want you to get at this depth, is that what you added to the forgiveness was self-forgiveness.
That's what I haven't did.
You abandoned yourself.
It's not
you
as
violated yourself.
It's not as easy as, it's not, because
you haven't forgiven yourself.
Right, I haven't.
You hold yourself guilty. I want to talk to Ryan. He has 4 children, 4 different women, and 1 baby on the way. What is that? What's the matter, Mama? Okay, what's going on? That's his mother. Oh, Jesus. You can cry, but you got to cry with an agenda. What you crying for? Tell me what you crying for.
His father died when he was 7.
Look at me, yeah.
After a one-day illness.
Okay.
He was self-mutilating.
Your father, his father?
He was.
This boy?
Yes.
Your baby, okay.
Pins through his fingertips. He told me after an adult he was putting pins in his gums. He tried to commit suicide when he was 17 with the antidepressants that he had been put on. He took 50. I didn't know he wasn't taking them. He had previously been hospitalized. Anxiety, migraines, they couldn't find anything. So after he had all these children, I told him, I said, I'm not willing to collude in your denial. As far as I'm concerned, unprotected sex with 4 women is just as suicidal as when you took those pills. When I got into the emergency room, the doctor said if I had been 20 minutes later, he would have been dead. It wasn't a cry for help. He was trying to leave here.
Hold him. Hold, everyone in here, breathe. Breathe. Come on, pray. That's what it looked like. And men, stand with him. Y'all can stand with him. You can stand with him. Yeah, so what do you, tell me, come on, talk to me.
His father didn't have a father.
Yeah, and you were a single mom.
I waited till I was 36 to have my first kid. I never wanted to be a single mother.
So when you look at your son, tell me what you see.
He's so broken and so hurt.
Yes.
And nobody's mentioned the word addiction because people would think that's a cop-out.
Right.
I'm a recovering addict. You use whatever it takes not to feel.
Yeah, and what did your son use?
Pot, alcohol, sex. Sex.
Yeah. Making
he told
a connection.
me, he said, Mama, he said, I'm getting high again. But the worst thing is this sex addiction. This is what's killing me. He said, I can't stand to be in the bed by myself at night. And everybody points fingers and says, well, why don't you tell him
No, don't worry about anybody else. Tell me as a mother what you've been sitting and watching your child go through.
Kill himself again.
Yeah. And now you've got 4 grandchildren.
4.
And what do you want to say to the women who were looking for a promise in your son's brokenness?
They're just like me. Yeah. They had father issues. They were looking for their father, and they got their father, and don't blame him.
Yeah.
We need to stop blaming them.
Yeah. This is what I want us to understand, women.
I draw to me where I am. When I'm empty, I look for emptiness.
Right.
When I think I'm worthless, I look for somebody who's going to collude.
You attract it, not to look for it.
So and it's not our fault. You said it right.
It's what we need to understand as women. We have that brokenness, and we go looking to fill it. But if you are broken, you're going to fill it with brokenness. Right. If you are empty, you're going to fill it with emptiness. If you are wounded, you're going to fill it with woundedness. And we all, us as women, them as men, we have got to get healed. You've got to do your work.
I forgive you for tearing me down. I forgive you for telling me you wish you could leave me after Daddy died.
We've got to get healed as mothers so our daughters will stop sleeping around, and each of us has an equal share in the responsibility. It ain't them. It ain't us. It's us. It's we. It's we, yeah? That's, we got several shows going on at once. Turn around. Turn around. You turn around. Look at Jay. You turn to him.
On behalf of my father, my grandfather, all of my brothers, I want to say that I'm sorry for entering your life as a broken man and not whole. I love you. I respect you. And I'm gonna do my job and stand up and step up to the plate.
You already are.
For you and your son. Thank you. And we all love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you need him to know? What do you need him to know? Turn around. Look at you. You said this is the mother's son.
I'm really, really proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm sorry for the damage that I did.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. I was emotionally and verbally abusive. I used you as a container for my rage. The rage against my own father. I cursed God that he gave me sons because of the rage that I had. You are not responsible. You are not responsible for my rage, for my emptiness. And for 27 years out of my 64, I've been working on my own healing. The best gift that I can give to you. So you can see something different and be somebody different and do something different. And I'm really, really proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
What do you want to say to her?
I forgive you.
Oh. Okay, let me just take my shoes off. I can't take it no more. I can't take it. Forgive her for what? Let's be specific. Let's be specific. I forgive you for.
I forgive you for tearing me down. I forgive you for telling me you wish you could leave me after Daddy died. I forgive you for yelling at me every day, no matter how many times I came home, cleaning the house. I forgive you for every woman I hated because you hurt me. I forgive you for every time I hurt myself. I forgive you. I love you. I don't know what I would do without you.
But I forgive you for not being who I needed you to be.
I forgive you for not being who I needed you to be, who I wanted you to be.
Yeah.
For who I didn't have growing up without a father. I needed you so bad and you were at work. You were gone. When you got home, I was sitting on that couch. I had popped 50 pills and you walked past me and didn't even notice it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not getting help when you told me to. I'm sorry for putting all these kids in your life because I know at times, as much as you love them, they could be a burden to you too. I'm sorry for not acknowledging how much of an impact you've played in my life. I can honestly say, I know I didn't have a father, but the man that you married that I remember, that's who I modeled myself after. I only saw her for 7 years. But even though you weren't my father, Mom, you showed me how to be a parent. And I never walk away from my kids because of you. I thank you for making sure I kept God in my life. At all times, I thank you for instilling education in me. I thank you for instilling respect in people, but most importantly, myself. And forgiving myself. Because it was hard for me to come up here. I drove 6 hours. I wanted to turn around so many times because I knew God was going to break me down and I didn't want it to happen yet. But I'm sick of hurting. I'm sick of dying inside. I'm sick of being in that dark room by myself screaming for help and nobody hears me.
I've always hurt you. I've always hurt you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Iyanla.
Hug your baby. Let me tell you what I heard you say. That as a mom, as a daddyless daughter, that I made my son a container for my rage. In covert and overt ways. Thank you. Thank you for that. That one missed me. I never got that one. And to the men, I would say, this is why it's important for you not to lie to the women. You gotta listen. It's important for you not to lie to them. Because we, make you our promise. And then when you lie to us, you break the promise. And we get angry. And we'll visit it upon your sons. We will. I just got that. So I asked my son for forgiveness. I thought I was just doing what I needed to do. Can you hear me? And women, we gotta own our anger and look at what we're doing to our sons. Can we do that?
For our anger and our shame.
And our shame. Because then we beat you all up and then we're shamed about it. I don't, just sit down. I just have to have a conversation with you quickly because you have 10 children, 11, one was passed, with how many different women?
Counting her 7.
Counting her 7. We talked to you last week about why you would want a man with 10 kids. How did you stop that and marry her? What happened for you? What happened?
I saw the damage that I was causing on my rest of my kids. And as you said today, I was the promise, and as I made one child here, I walked away.
Broke the promise.
Broke the promise, went, started another promise, broke the promise. So it became a cycle. And then I started seeing that cycle in myself. So in myself, I said, man, I can't do this anymore. Until one day I met her, and we became friends.
What do you know now that you wish you had known 11 children ago?
The way I've did it this time.
Which is?
As being married with the kids.
Okay.
You know, doing everything with those kids, because those kids missed out on that. I didn't get to go there. So if I can do it all over again, I would have got married and did it the right way.
And marriage doesn't have to be the white dress with the thing. It has to be a committed relationship. Heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul.
Yes.
Is that accurate? Thank you so much. Thank you. I thank you for being here. More than that, I thank you for being a demonstration to the world, the eyeballs that are going to see this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know I thank you.